Ebola is a viral fever in human and other primates caused by Ebola virus. In 1976, it was first detected, but it was not so severe. But in 2014, World Health Organization reported a major outbreak of Ebola in Guinea. The disease rapidly spread to neighboring countries like Liberia, Sierra Leone, and other Western African countries. So here in our project, we try to visualize the geographic and demographic overview of Ebola outbreak around 2014 to 2015. We implemented this using Tableau. So here in the first map, we have shown various countries around the world which are affected by Ebola. We also try to make the graph interactive by using color codes which indicate the number of Ebola affected people. So we can use these filters in the indicators. Using this, we can visualize the statistics of different categories of deaths and cases throughout the world. The scale changes according to the filters we choose above. And the bar graph below shows the comparison of the cumulative number of Ebola cases and deaths for all the countries. So by clicking on each country in the map, we can see the cumulative number of cases as shown before, but only for that specific country for the span of 2014 to 2015. From the geographic distribution, it's quite visible that African countries are the worst affected by the Ebola outbreak. In the line graph, we visualize the number of Ebola affected people for the last 21 days per quarter from 2014 to 2016. As we can see, the number of cases increases in the year of 2014 till 2015 until it was finally eradicated in 2016. By clicking on a specific country, we can see the distribution of Ebola cases for that particular country in the line graph below. Among all the African countries, impact was high in Guinea, Liberia, and Sierra Leone, as shown in the bar graph, with Sierra Leone having the highest number of cases. In the tree map, we try to visualize the mortality rate of all the Ebola-affected countries. Even though from the last graph we saw that Sierra Leone has the highest number of cases, the mortality rate is comparatively less in Sierra Leone compared to other African countries. Mali has the highest mortality rate. So why was Ebola considered an epidemic in the year of 2014? So according to principles of epidemiology, an attack rate in excess of 15 cases per 100,000 people for consecutive 2 weeks is considered as an epidemic. So if we look at the distribution for 3 African countries, Guinea, Liberia, and Sierra Leone, we see the attack rate is much higher and longer duration than this. So from our visualization, it is quite visible why Ebola is an epidemic in African countries. Now we'll focus on the demographic aspect of Ebola. So in the first graph, we visualize the rate at which Ebola affected both male and female population over the years from 2014 to 2015. Here we used a motion chart with 3 different color codes for 3 African countries. However, in the pattern, we observe a sudden decrease in the number of victims for both genders in the month of May 2015. From our analysis, we found out that various vaccinations were introduced in the month of April 2015 by World Health Organization, and this could be a reason for the decrease in the number of victims in May 2015. We also try to compare the most affected gender within the population. This normalized distribution shows it affected both genders equally with a slightly higher rate in female in some countries. And finally, we visualize the effect of Ebola between different age groups of the population. So we divide the population into 3 standard age groups. First is the age group of 0 to 14. Second is 15 to 44 age group, which is the labor group. And finally, the senior population with age of 45 and more. So as we can see from the motion chart, the impact of Ebola is highest in the labor group. So this could be justified by the fact that these are the people who are more vulnerable to the disease as they tend to serve the victims of other age groups as well. So from all these visualizations, we analyze the geographic and demographic distribution of Ebola outbreak and its impact in African countries over the years and how it transitioned from an outbreak to a major epidemic. For our analysis, we use data from Humanitarian Data Exchange dataset and World Health Organization dataset. Thank you.